Hi. Okay, so just this morning I found out that Koko the Gorilla died. I know it seems like a silly thing to make a video about, but when I was in grade school, back in the day when dinosaurs roamed the earth, Koko had a huge impact on my learning experience. In fact, I posted on Twitter just about half an hour to an hour ago, and I've done a couple of videos where I'm talking about like being in school in the 80s and everything, and she was like a major inspiration. Well, not so much of an inspiration, but she was like part of the news circulation and everything. I had a grade school teacher that Koko and Jane Goodall were the big news trends that we learned about. And of course, we were also hearing about the endangered species. I talked about going to the zoo a lot, and which it is too bad that, of course, I don't know how it is for everyone else around here. Field days don't happen anymore, and it's really too bad. But so I can only speak for here, but oh, back then we were going on field trips like every month. Twice a month probably. It was fun. And but now it seems like they're not really doing anything. But the zoo was the big one because there was a big problem with endangered species. And it's coming back, I've noticed, and I'm not going to get into that. But one of the big problems was the Exxon spill. And that really triggered that. So there was big talk about it, and they did talk about it in the grade schools. I mean, why not, explain to kids about endangered species? They can understand that. And I know I'm going to get a lot of people, kids can understand things. I get that. I taught kids. I would get so upset with people when they're like, 3-year-olds have the mentality of 0, and it's like, no, they don't. But anyway, Koko, we talked about all the time, and we were getting updates all the time. In fact, I looked up because I remembered Mr. Rogers, but I could have sworn that he visited her when I was in grade school. It was when I was in high school. I don't know why I thought that, but maybe he saw her sooner. I don't know. Maybe he met her twice. But that's one of the things. I was talking to a friend, and the problem with my epilepsy is, and with my memory loss and everything, a lot of things get jumbled in there. So it happened. I mean, it's nothing. And me being older, when I was younger, in my 20s, it wasn't so much of a problem. I had it pretty much nailed. But now it's kind of like it's slowing down. It's there, but it's like it's one of those where I know the events, but I put it like 10 years ago or 5 years ago, or I don't put it in the right place sometimes, but it's not really bad. But anyway, yeah, she met Mr. Rogers and she met Jane Goodall. That might have been when I was in grade school. I remember her meeting, I mean, there was so much nature stuff going on. But the one thing, and this happened before I was in grade school, because I started school in 87. And I remember my teacher trying to explain Koko having a kitten. And some of us understood, we thought it was cute, a big gorilla being really gentle with this kitten. Because, we saw the video. They had VHS tapes because of nature channels. They were still pumping out VHS tapes for that. And especially with the education system, they were sending out tapes and stuff. And, but, because for the library, they would give out stuff like that. And, but, so we were watching that, and, you would always have the kids that, oh, that's so cute. But you would also have the kids that were like, how does that work? But, so you would have my teacher would try to explain that Koko wanted the cat. And, of course, if you don't know, Koko had one cat, and it escaped, and it was hit by a car. And then she was really sad about that, and so they got her another one. And, in fact, I think they got her two, but I don't remember. Maybe they just got her the one. It's been long enough, I don't remember. But, maybe they just got her the one cat to replace the other one. But anyway, my teacher was explaining that they gave Koko this companion to take care of, and the way she explained it was they gave her this companion to give her some kind of responsibility. And, and, there were those kids that just, it wasn't quite clear. They're like, but gorillas don't take care of cats. Made sense. Oh. But by the next day they understood it, because I guess they went home and talked to their parents, and their parents explained it. And because when a parent explains it, then it makes sense. Teacher explains it, it's all kinds of messed up. I was the same way. There were certain things that the teacher could talk to me to high heaven. I wasn't getting it. But my parents would explain it. I'd be like, oh yeah, it totally makes sense. And it would be the exact same thing that that the teacher told me. But yeah, she was, I remember my librarian, there was a book that they had, and it was about Koko, and our librarian read that to us, because for library day, and the big thing was explaining that Koko was learning sign language. And we didn't know what that was. Well, then, of course, when I was a kid, we learned sign language. I remember learning that in school. And we were learning it because of Koko. So, but yeah, it's sad that she's gone. And, I don't know how many celebrities she met. But, yeah, there was a lot that we learned because of Koko. There was the endangered species. We actually learned about Jane Goodall because of Koko. We didn't know who she was, but it was because of. But I'm pretty sure that when Jane Goodall met Koko, that was when I was in grade school. But Mr. Rogers was when I was in, because I checked it and it was in 1998. But I could have sworn that that was when I was in grade school. Because he always tried to do stuff like that when it was... Of course, Koko was always a big thing. She was... It wasn't like she really faded. But anyway, yeah. But it was one of the, it's kind of one of those things where you hear about it and it's kind of like, oh, well, that's sad. Yeah, I kind of thought of her as a celebrity, kind of like some of these, like an icon, kind of like the because of the fact that I remember so much. I'm learning sign language because of Coco, my teacher telling us that she was learning sign language, and then um, the fact that we were watching these videos of Coco and her progression and everything, and she was just such a big part of my young life, and it's just sad to see, it's sad to hear that she's gone. It's kind of like when I found out Mr. Rogers was gone. it, it yeah, it's sad. So anyway, that's why I had to make this video.